welcome back to another Sims 4 build challenge. I've done a lot of color challenge, a lot of restrictive challenges, a lot of style challenges recently, but I kind of wanted to do something a bit more random in a tiny home version. Today we're going to be building with the James Turner random challenge generator, because on his website you can actually generate yourself any kind of build you want, which I think is really fun. You can do cast family. Oh, you're given the age and number of family members and a few things that they like or dislike. And wait, now are you supposed to do like a cast challenge? Oh, this is just like a random challenge where it kind of gives you like a bit of a storyline. I literally had an idea to do a storyline challenge, but I didn't know how to do it, and oh my god, James just has it on his website. Okay, well, we're gonna do that in a different video, but today we're gonna do the tiny home challenge, and I've done that already, I think, from his website. I must have. And I think it is actually quite fun because he gives you the number of tiles, where you should build, whom are we building for, which is always the difficult part, your budget, which 34,000 is a lot, and you must include one random item, which I also think that's quite funny because if we get like something stupid, now I bet you we're gonna get something stupid, but it is kind of fun, and it's a nice way of creating a tiny home, but you're not just making it yourself. Maybe I won't be able to do just a cute little contemporary eco vibed starter home, tiny home, I don't know. One of you guys also really wanted me to do a tiny home. I think you keep commenting referring to it as a squish home. I don't really know what that means, but I'm gonna do this type of tiny home today, so hopefully you like it. Right, well, I think we should just get straight into it because it's probably going to take me 17 years, right? So we're in the tiny home category, so I'm going to just click generate maybe 3 times, and the third one will be the one. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, there we go. So we've got no more than 98 tiles. That's not a tiny home, actually. That's... Wait, is this called the tiny home thing? I thought they were all gonna be really small. 98 is quite big. Anyway, so we've got a styler build like Mount Komorebi. So that's kind of Japanese style. I'll take that. I'll take that any day. I'm not gonna complain. We've got to have a room for a young adult, a teen, and 2 infants. So are you saying that I should have just enough room for them? Or should I have them all in a particular different room? Because I see myself doing a room for a young adult, a room for a teen, but maybe the 2 infants like living in one room. I mean, it is going to be only 98 tiles, so I don't really have a lot to work with. It is only going to be 98 tiles, so I don't really have a lot to work with. Also, the budget is 30,000, and that to me seems big, but you know, it's not that big. Anyway, seat of the house and the sales award is what we've got to add. So let's get building. Right, yeah, so we're going to build in Mount Komorebi. I've built here quite a lot already, so I feel like I want to build in like a different area. Do I want to build in the snow? Not necessarily. But also, our house is not going to be that big. So do we go for like a small enough home? Like, I've built in like these areas so often. I also have built here, but maybe we could like build where this house is. Should we do that? I mean, it probably would be interesting to make like a little house like this fit this shape. I like the way there's a curve here. This will be quite a nice little plot of land. I like the way you have like the little garden patch at the back. That's very cute. Okay, so this seems to be the front of the lot, which is quite interesting for me. So I'm going to have this little thing on my screen. So I mean, I'm not going to have it on the screen all the time. I'm going to see it on my own screen, and then every time we do tick one of them, I guess I will just like put it up, and then we'll be able to like tick it to say it is complete. But anyways, 98 tiles is what we have to have, no more, which means we could have less, but I don't think I'm going to do less, honestly. So let's give ourselves the tiny home residential just so I see how many tiles I have. So 70, 80, 90. So essentially, this is 98 tiles. So that is all that we are allowed to use. The kind of annoying thing is, James wants me to style this as Mount Komorebi, and usually homes in Mount Komorebi, I guess like Japanese style homes, maybe not the city ones, but like the one that was here, it had like a little pathway, kind of like a little walkway around it, if you get me. So I can't really add that, and I do need 3 bedrooms. I'm kind of thinking that maybe I will just keep this as a shape. I want to make sure that the family that lives in this house is obviously like fully equipped for. I'm gonna have a young adult, a teen, and 2 infants in the house. I want to make sure that they have like a nice little home for themselves. But the fact that there's no second story and it's Mount Komorebi, it is kind of stressing me out a little bit. So I wonder, should I do a second story? Like if I add just say like a tiny little top story, right? So that is, it doesn't even tell you how many tiles. It's just too much. Okay, that's fine. What if I make this shorter? That's 92 tiles, right? So we've got something like this, and then I could add 4 tiles Oh no, wait, 8 tiles. So that's 98 tiles, but we've got like something. I just personally feel like maybe this might be a little bit better. We can of course then kind of move it, just say towards the front of the lot. If we move it kind of close to this area, because I suppose most homes like that, as you can see, like they would be kind of close to the street. So maybe I could also kind of give me a little bit of like concrete filled in here, at least in the front of the lot, because if we want to make it like really cute and traditional, I would like to have that like little veranda, I don't know what it's called, like a thing, like a little platform that you could walk around. But I'm kind of thinking that this is more so like a little city home, which like when we were in Tokyo, there was a lot of like small little homes like kind of wedged in between homes, and some of them are quite traditional looking, but they were obviously like mixed in with a little bit of like the modern because they were refurbished. So that's quite interesting. So maybe we could kind of work with something like this here. I'm not sure. Whoa, stunning. Why won't you subscribe to my channel? I really don't understand, guys. You really should. You're missing out, huh? You're really missing out. Oh my gosh, this is so bad. I'm going to press Shift and C so that it gives me a few little extra little balls that I could click on to give me more roofing expression. Do you see that? I'm learning. I see all of your comments about the roofing and I absolutely appreciate them. To say the least, this is still a working experience for me, so I mean, I'm learning. Eventually, I'll become the best builder the world has ever seen. Just today is not that day. Why don't I do something like this? No, that's ugly. Okay, why don't I use this roof for this patch? I don't really know how. Oh, wait, now actually, now that I'm looking at the other house, they kind of do just have something like this here, which that probably would make a little bit more sense. Obviously, we're trying to style it like Mount Comrebi. Actually, wait, now that I think about it, I guess we could tick off that we've got 98 tiles. So yay, we've got something ticked already. Woohoo! Okay, we're nowhere near being finished, but we've got something, I guess, so that's good. Okay, so again, I'm going to click my little Shift and C to give me a few little extra nodules that I could click on, and those will help me to, okay, I really want the roofs to match, but I don't think they will now because I'm after making it so modular. Although that doesn't look the worst, there's still like a little bit of something that's not really working here with me. Do you see that? It's like still a little bit wonky clonky. What if I make this a tiny bit smaller? Yeah, it's even worse, Sandra. Oh, that's kind of connecting. And then what if I bring the top the smidgen, just like a smidgen up? Oh, there we go. I've connected it. It does look a little weird. Okay, no, it still looks like it's not connected. Now it is. Kind of. I don't know. There's still a little bit of a hole. We might experience a leak in our home, but does not matter. Not my problem. Not my problem and not on my watch. Okay, so then for the top, I mean, this is relatively like a rectangle. So I guess what I could do is just do this. But then I could copy it back over again and do another little one. I mean, this is probably the easiest way of making something look Japanese, is just doing this roof. And hopefully we will all agree that that is giving me Japanese vibes. I mean, I don't know much about roofing and you know this, but when it comes to Japanese building, I mean, I'll give it a good old whack. Should we do the same on the back? I think it kind of looks cool when it's mirrored like this. Maybe we could actually, wait a second. What if I extend this roofing out a little bit so we could almost have like a little space to hang out, because we will need something, you know, out the back and we can't use any more tiles. I guess that would make sense. I kind of like this. Okay, so if we're thinking that this little home is just from like on the edge of the street, the door would literally just be like right here, and I'd like to think that the doors are quite small from what I've seen anyways. Obviously I'm going to try and use the snowy escape pack for this, because I'm almost thinking like of just using this door. I know that's a bit much for a front door because you can almost like see through it, but I genuinely do think that something like that would be the case. So we could maybe create like a cute little thing like that. I think that's quite adorable. Okay, let's maybe do the layout before we go any further, because that could shoot me in the foot straight away. So let's remind ourselves. I need a room for a young adult, a teen, and 2 infants, okay? I still don't really understand what that means. A room for a, because it's not a room for a young adult, it's room for a young adult. So it can be anywhere, just as long as we've got room for stuff for them and beds for them and things like that. So maybe that's what it is. Could I try and do, okay, so we obviously need an upstairs. So I wonder, will like the teenager maybe like live upstairs? So obviously I need stairs for this now, bloody heck. Okay, how am I gonna fit stairs up into this room? God knows. Okay, what if I actually put the stairs like here? So upstairs, that will be the room for just say the teenager, right? So we've got the teenager out of the way, and now we've got an awkward little hallway, you know, awkward little steps. Oh my God, that's quite bad. What if I switch the door with the window? We could use platforms to make this feel, wait, No, I guess it could use platforms. Maybe I will. Anyways, what if I do something like this, right? So Japanese homes are obviously quite small 90% of the time. So why don't I like instantly chuck a bathroom here as we come in? That just deleted my window. I'm gonna have to put move objects on. I read a comment the other day that one of you guys hates move objects, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't understand why, because move objects is my favorite thing. Anyways, what if I do something like this instead? Okay, and then we could put like a cute little thing there. So that will be the bathroom. I kind of hate how that's clipping through that, but you know, as I said, Japanese homes are quite small, so it would be quite fun to play with that idea of like the tiny little house, very squishy, and we're also like not wasting space, which I think is important. So this will be the bathroom. Okay, I'm gonna light this place up because I cannot see a thing. So then I'm kind of thinking, if we obviously have like the living kind of dining space on this side of the house, because we've got like the beautiful kind of a veranda. Why do I keep saying the word veranda? What does that even mean? Maybe over here we could have some sort of like a kitchen space. And I do really want to create a little bit of like an indented, like a platform room. So maybe we could have like a little bit of a hangout spot here. Like that could be your sitting room. And now I have to fit 2 bedrooms somehow behind the stairs. I don't think that's going to work very well, Sandra. I mean the thing is though, if we are following it that it's just room, like space for a young adult, a teen, and 2 infants, I could just have the young adult with 2 infants in the one room. That could be an option, because we could essentially even just elongate this a little bit, right? That would be the entrance to the young adult's room. This would be like our lovely little sitting room. We've got a kitchen dining space over here, and then the young adult, you know, this doesn't have to be like a new home, so the young adult could just like sleep, just say like here, having their bed pushed to the corner, because obviously we need infant stuff. This supports infants, it says. Fantastic. So what if then I do like an area for 2 infants? Or wait, now what if we actually put the bed into this little nook, and then we could just have like 2 little infants here? I think that that is a pretty good concept that I've just thought about. You know, we could just have like the 2 infants. I guess that makes sense. Like it's a nice little spacious room. We could fit like some activities. I mean, I'm just kind of like laying things out just so I can figure it out. We've got 1 bathroom, but as I said, this is a small Japanese home, and I would say that that is kind of how they would look if they were, I mean, I don't know, I haven't been in many. We stayed in 1 traditional Japanese house, and it did seem really like passagey. There was small little corridors. The stairs were so steep. Mind your ankles if you're falling down the stairs, you know, so it does feel very cozy, and it is kind of giving me that vibe. So then actually that would be good, because we could also do some sort of like a back area that we could potentially fence off, you know, so we could have like some sort of like a back area here, and then maybe I could do like a really fun traditional garden in the back as well, because a lot of homes like that had like, they were almost attached to shrine areas, like little shrines or cute little things. So maybe I'll decorate this quite a bit so that it makes sense. But I think already, I think I could probably tick off the fact that this is styling my build like Mount Komorebi, and we do have room for young adult and teen. And now I'm thinking about the budget. Oh Lord Bov. Oh, I forgot about the budget. Okay, 6,577. Okay, you can't even see. Our budget is 30,344. We're already at 6,577. Fabulous stuff, Sandra. Forget about that. Anyways, also I need 2 objects in this, which of course I've already forgotten about. This object, seat of the house, and I also need the sales award. Wait, what? The sales award? Why? Okay, this thing, I'm gonna have to unlock that. Thanks, James. And this award. So both of them are 150 simoleons. I mean, the award is going to be easy. I guess the chair could also be easy, but it's not really vibing with my aesthetic, but maybe that's one of the new chairs they bought. Anyways, I'm going to leave that out there for the moment. But I think this is looking well so far. Actually, I am going to just tick off that I have this. We're almost there, guys. I mean, I probably shouldn't have styled your build like Mount Komorebi just yet, because I mean, at the moment, it's the bare bones of a style of Mount Komorebi, so that's ideal. Let's paint the house, or maybe add some windows, because now that we know the layout, it is probably easier to figure out the windows. Obviously, I am going to probably use snowy escape windows. And looking at the layout, this will be the window to the bathroom, so we don't need any more. And then usually like the front builds, the front homes would have like kind of big windows like this, almost like it was like a little shop front or something before. That's kind of what it reminds me of. So maybe we could do something like this. I think that's quite interesting. Then at the top, we obviously need some sort of like a small window. That peak is rather annoying me now because I do want to have, although if I just have one window like this, I guess it does look okay. It's a bit of a high peak though. Can I make it like the tiniest bit smaller? Is that gonna ruin everything? Yes, it is. But I should just be able to reduce it all by one and then everything should be all right again. I think so. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. I just kind of want to, yeah, there we go. I kind of just wanted to center it without any cheats. So that probably makes a little bit more sense. Unless I do this type of window. It kind of looks better, but it kind of looks worse at the same time. What if I just do... Okay, that's interesting. Oh, why are you doing that? Let's maybe do something like this. I think that's pretty cute. Obviously, this is like the little attic room, but it's nice that it has quite a lot of windows to make sure that it's nice and airy and vibrant and breezy. I guess we will have the kitchen here, but for the back door, maybe we'll use something... Maybe something smaller, actually. We have the same as the front door at the back. How much are these? How is a small door 65 simoleons, but the big door is 50? What does that even mean? Now I feel like I should use the big door because it's cheaper. That makes zero sense. Lord above. Okay. So then we should probably have like another window on this side. Maybe we could have two of these kind of covered ones just for a little bit of privacy. And then I will probably chuck another one in like this just for the kitchen. And that's kind of all I want from the windows downstairs. I'm kind of happy with the way that that is turning out. I really need to keep an eye on that budget. Okay, no, we still have a lot of money. Okay, anyways, let's move on. Let's paint the house. So I want the upstairs obviously to have like this kind of vibe. I say obviously as if you know that's what I'm thinking about. But do we want to do like that textured vibe? I never really used that texture. It could make it quite warm. Obviously most traditional builds would be like that wooden texture. So maybe let's go for like that quite intense wooden vibe. I also really want to use a little bit of this like stone texture. I feel like I would have seen that around. I don't know how much it would make sense with those wooden... Okay, that's really off center now that I think about it because it's obviously it's trying to fit into the other bedroom. What if I actually do something like this? Yeah, I think maybe that just looks a little bit better. Or else even if I do something like this. There's many options, guys. I think I'll make it work. Oh, that's cute. And then we could just have like a regular one on the side. Yeah, that just looks that little bit better and it is centered on the build anyways. So I guess we could do maybe like wooden on this chunk. And maybe back here as well, we could make it wooden. But I would like to have like maybe this thing. Whatever this thing is, I kind of would like the idea of it here as well. And I feel like I have seen that, especially in Tokyo, we would have seen like a lot of almost like tiled buildings. Like literally almost like, do we even have tiles like that? Like white tiles like this on the building. Like actually almost this one looks a bit better, but maybe the other color is a bit nicer. So that's very interesting to have tiling on your house, but I'm kind of happy with this. So I was adding some of these like details onto the house and I realized that Japanese homes don't really have gutters like that. Well, they do, I guess, but the traditional way was to have these things. So then I thought that maybe we could have one of these like on the more traditional side of the building. So maybe like here, but then like the more tiled side, maybe that side is like refurbished. So they've added actual gutters because surely you'd have pipes somehow, you know? I wonder, can I do like something interesting with these? Can I like put them over the window for extra protection? What even is this for? How would this protect your home? I don't understand. But I guess maybe we could use one. Could we use one right here? I guess. Let's use it. I don't know. I've never used that before. So a first for everything, huh? Okay, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I really needed to see the vision. And I'm 11,000 simoleons now. And I've done none of the inside of the house because why would I? Why would I? But this is what I needed to see. Okay, that is not finished. Okay, I needed to see the vision come together and I think I can kind of see it. So I wanted to create like the idea of there being some sort of like an owned garden space. Why is that still on? So I kind of created the idea of like a bit of a sidewalk. So that's kind of how I envisioned it in Japan, that, you know, you'd kind of have like your own little sidewalk on your own lot and people would kind of just walk past it. And I don't know how to feel about that, but maybe that is the kind of front garden that there would be. So just say like these are still like public trees because they're so manicured so perfectly, because in Japan everything is just perfect, it's spot on, it's beautiful. Not like here where everything just is crazy and people just rip up trees from the ground. Whereas I feel like in Japan there is like confined and very organized nature. I don't know what I'm trying to say about that. Anyways, now that I think about it, maybe I need some bamboo trees in here as well. But anyways, I did like a small little side thing here which has a cute little fountain and like, you know, some like cute little seating area over here, you know, to make it feel like the house is quite old and that it has been here for a while, because I don't want to make it look perfect and like modern on the inside. I want to do that like old traditional Japanese kind of, you know, family home, I guess. You know, so I think that's quite cute. It's going in the right direction. And then I do want to do like a cute little shrine at the back, but I guess for the moment I should probably focus on the inside of the house, considering we're already at 11,000 simoleons and I still have, wait, how much money do I have left? So I still have 18,628, which is actually, you know what, it's not that bad. We can make this work. Okay, for the floor we could use a little bit of tatami flooring, maybe in the sitting room. Don't know in what way tatami is supposed to be laid out, but I like doing this in my Sims game, so I think that's quite cute. And then we can just do like regular, oh, maybe this. Why do I feel like this would be in a Japanese home? I don't know why I love that tile so much. There's something so adorable about it. Then I'm kind of thinking upstairs I would want something a little bit more worn and a little bit more old. Where did my stairs go? Where did my stairs go? Don't do that to me. I need my stairs. Excuse me. Upstairs, I kind of do want it to be a little bit more weathered looking. So maybe something slightly like older, creakier, I suppose. Just like an older kind of wood. I kind of like this one from the Cottage Living pack. So maybe that could be an option. But here, that does seem quite interesting to have it maybe like this style. I don't know why there's like 17 different types of wood, but I'm also going to do that in the bedroom. God knows why. As if I have like unlimited budget. Let's go crazy. Like, no, let's not go crazy, Sandra. Let's be smart about this. For wallpaper, I do, of course, want to use a little bit of this, at least maybe in the bedrooms, because I just feel like that would be something. But then maybe inside here, do we just have like a touch of this as well? Wait, now, what if I go for like a touch of this on these two walls? But then because this is like a really old traditional build, we would also have a little bit of this. Now that makes me think I would have to run a little bit of that down here as well, like the weathered kind of portion. But maybe the regular structure of the house does still kind of come through certain aspects of this. So maybe we're kind of happy with this, but maybe I will change it to that. I'm saying weathered wood, but it's just more grainy. Do you see the difference between them? Like one is more perfect, the other one's more grainy, and honestly the grainy one kind of freaks me out a little bit, so today I'm using it to kind of get over my fear of the grainy wood because it's just a little bit too textured for me, but I kind of like it. I think it's interesting. Maybe we could incorporate some of that in here as well, like kind of at the front entrance area. Why is there grass peeping through? Absolutely not on my watch. This will also be the bathroom, and obviously this will be the sitting room. So maybe I will also run that on this wall, but the rest we will make it slightly more refurbished. And what I mean by refurbished, I do not know. Actually, these tiles will probably be an idea to use on the inside of the house as well. I'm obviously trying to use as much Mount Comrebi stuff, but can I maybe incorporate a little bit of this in here? Is it too like light? There's obviously other options that I could probably find to make it similar. Oh, I kind of love this idea of like that metal vibe. Also, Japanese bathrooms are so bloody interesting. Obviously not all of them, but in apartments. We stayed in an apartment. There is like obviously the toilet would be separate, and now I think about it, I should have done the toilet separate to everything else. They didn't, so that's a big whoopsie on my part. But what they do have is the washroom where you would have the shower would have this like dryer fan system inside the room so that you could dry your clothes. And that's how they dry their clothes. Sorry, I'm really bad at explaining it, but it's absolutely unbelievable. And we used to do like a wash before going to bed, and then we'd wake up and our clothes would be dry, and I just thought that was like miraculous stuff. I was like, excuse me, how dare you be so smart, and how dare you not give me that in my own house, because I really wanted that, but obviously we can't have that anyways. I'm kind of thinking maybe about something like this like kind of old stone. It's just a base game version, which I feel like they got inspired by that for the Snowy Escape pack, which is obviously okay. That's totally fine. Over here, I'm kind of thinking I wanted some almost like old wallpaper, or even like this old wood. That is kind of cool. I mean, it's a little scary looking at how like dark and grungy that. Oh wait, actually maybe this color. And could I run that also here just to say that maybe that's like a partition that they've created over time. So maybe this was never a room, but you know those kind of like plaster walls that you can kind of just throw up whenever you want? Maybe that's something that they did here, and maybe they just kind of plastered the stairs like that here. Why are my stairs kind of freaking out? Do you see that? There should be like a little trim here, but the trim keeps like disappearing and coming back. What's that about? What's that about? Okay, we could do the grain wood as well, but is that like, there's just something so freaky about that. I don't know what it is. I kind of panic when I see that, so maybe I'll just do just dark wood. I guess maybe this dark wood has a little bit of like a grain to it as well. So maybe we could do something like that. I just, for some reason, that grain is like freaking me out. And I wish I could tell you why, but I can't. I don't really understand what it is about it. I kind of want this wall to be darker. Not necessarily black, but darker. Well, maybe black is okay. Also, I cannot paint behind the stairs. Do you see that? It's so annoying. I'm gonna put the stairs over here for a sec. Just paint behind it. Then move the stairs back over. And now that makes more sense. Yes. There's also this tile, which is also base game. And I also feel like they got inspired by this one for the pack. Oh, the warm. Well, maybe the warm color is actually quite interesting. I'm still unsure about the stairs. Maybe I'll just follow the wooden on the stairs. And maybe here as like a bit of a support for that wall, we could use... I guess we could use a snowy escape pillar, but I kind of like the idea of the pillar being a little bit older and more worn. Maybe like this kind of pillar looks a bit better here. Maybe even like a darker color. Okay, just one, please. Yeah, so that pillar kind of matches the stairs. There's something so interesting about that. Yeah, I kind of like it. So I was just working on the bathroom just to get it out of the way. I kind of wanted to make it quite old feeling. So we've got the bidet anyways, the essentials. And then I was kind of thinking it would be cool to use this partition somewhere. I know this is for like the bathroom, but like how cool would it be to like create like a little bit of a divider here? So obviously like the bedroom is over there, but maybe you just wanted a little bit of like extra, not to say privacy. Oh, I wish there was a darker shade. I guess there's black, but like not to say privacy, but just maybe for sound or something, or even maybe like to protect you from the kitchen, to protect you from the kitchen goblins, you know, like not that type of way, but just so that you're dividing the space a little bit. Maybe there's just something interesting about that. I'm not really sure. Maybe actually just one over there looks kind of interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll leave it there for the moment. I'm kind of like picking out a couple of random objects, obviously while trying to stick to the budget. Maybe let's work a little bit on the kitchen while I have you here with me. So let's think. So these are the counters that come with Mount Komorebi. I like them. I also at the same time don't really like them because obviously you're required to put a lot of stuff on them. Now we did get the new kitchen clutter kit, so we could try and use them, but also the budget is something I always have to think of at the back of my mind. So I guess maybe I could use them. They would fit quite nicely here, the vibe of them. Now, when it comes to like the stoves and stuff, in Japan, like when we stayed in an apartment, there was no like ovens. There was just like a small cooker like that. So maybe that's something that we will incorporate, that there wasn't like a massive grill, like not a massive thing. Although this does come with this pack and it does almost look like a bit more of a grill. But maybe I'll do something like that. Maybe I'll do this instead. Hold on a sec. So we'll definitely get like a regular fridge. Maybe like this one. That one seems like a cool little fit inside this room. I'm going to squish it into the wall a little bit through the space next to it. I'll just go like this. We need to save space in this apartment. Okay, so that should go next to it quite nicely. Okay. I obviously want a sink. I'm going to get this gold sink because why not? Because we can afford it. We can splurge. Wait, now, is that going to be space saving though, logically? It probably won't be, actually. Wait a sec. I feel like I'd have to make the door smaller. Wait, now, if I make the door smaller by 1, so if I just use the front door, I should be able to whack the door here, right? And then almost create like an island space, because we technically have to have an island because we have to have these bloody chairs, even though I don't really want to. Maybe I could just have one chair. We don't need many. We just have one, right? That does look a little silly, but like what else am I supposed to do? I don't know. I'm gonna put that trophy over there for the moment. Oh, that chair is really gonna throw off the whole aesthetic. Now that I think about it, can I like whack the chair somewhere outside or like bring it into the teenagers' room? You know what? Screw that chair. I can't. It's just not working for me. Maybe if I just something like that, maybe that's a little bit better. Like I honestly can't with that chair. It's just not going into this vibe. Okay. It's just, it cannot fit. Okay. That's a lovely little kitchen, right? So then we would have a stove like here and then what? And then nothing. Or maybe the stove could go here and then we could have like one of these like cute little cookers. Oh God, that's huge though, isn't it? Or maybe this one. Oh my God, that's still massive. Like I just wanted to do something different, but I feel like this is a bit too big for where I'm positioning it. So logically, I probably should just go for a stove. And logically, the stove should be probably here. I don't like putting stoves next to the fridges because if the stove catches on fire, your fridge goes with the stove and you just waste a lot of money. But for the balance of the space, I feel like I should have the stove like here because I hate having big objects on the outside. That could just be me though. That is probably just me. I could put the sink here. Oh my god, there's no like matching color. What are you talking about? Why not? Oh god. Okay, nothing's matching. Nothing's matching. This kitchen is horrendous. Ooh, that's bad. Okay, maybe not that stove. You know what? Maybe because like there is something Japanese about it. Obviously, they've designed this in the particular way. Something like I was trying to explain to you guys, but it just is not working. Maybe I'll use this one. Surely this one will give me a nice color that would match. Yeah, like even already something like that with a bit of the gold and the brown. Maybe that's better. Or even like this color. And then maybe I could change the sink to just silver or this brown color. It's too many options, honestly, guys. I feel like I need to just be given one option and just forget about it. I'll do this. No, I'll do this. Because the brown matches. Okay, nice. Also, I totally understand that you guys are probably like, oh my god, she's building another Japanese house in Mount Komorebi. And you guys are probably like, this is so boring at this point. Because I do build, to be fair, a lot of them. But this time I genuinely spun the wheel and I was happy. Like I wasn't going to spin it again because you've seen me spin the wheel way too many times before. So I just kind of took it and I went with it and now I love it. So I'm enjoying myself. So what can I say? It's great for once. I'm happy. Okay, honestly, I went a little bit wild with the kitchen and I know I have only 21,000 simoleons. Oh, no, I don't have only 21,000 simoleons. I'm at 21,000 simoleons and that kind of makes no sense now that I think about it. I don't think this is going to work. I mean, I'm cluttering it in a really nice way, but let's just move on. Maybe the kitchen is like the main area. That's where they like to spend their time, but really... like, what are they going to do in the sitting room now? Ooh. Unless I buy, wait now, one of these things. Where is that thing? Is it in table or is it in couch? It's in table. Maybe I could just afford this thing. And like, that will be the kotatsu table. That will be like the sitting room vibe. Because like, that will probably save us a little bit of money. That's 450. And then we could just do, oh, we could just do like this dresser here. And like, that's all we have in this room. It's a bit shocking, but... maybe that is what we like. And then that's where we put the little trophy. Because like we don't really use the TV here. Just kind of chillax here. We could have like a little warming thing here. We could have... oh, is there a fireplace here? There's this one, but I mean, nah, that seems too grand for this space. Oh, there's this bookshelf actually. Maybe if we just like line this whole wall with the bookshelf and the thing. Maybe the award actually looks better there. Does that look cooler? Does that look bad? I feel like that looks bad. Maybe I should leave this for this room and I should just have this thing here. The heater will go like that and then we could just put like something else there. A cute little seat over here maybe. Kind of like that, and then a nice little table next to it. Okay, so this is what I've done, and I feel like we're gonna be way over budget with this. So I kind of put a cute little TV over there, but now that I think about it, I feel like I should even get the cheaper one. Yeah, maybe I'll actually get this tiny little TV. I know it's a bit pathetic to have this TV, but at least they'd have something. Now the TV might be floating a small bit, but look, at least they've got like a cute little TV. How much is this thing? 295. Okay, that's fine. I'll leave it there for the moment anyways. So yeah, that looks a little cooler, and I have like these two dividers, but obviously there's a lot of details that I can just get rid of if worse comes to worse, you know. But we've got this going on for us at the moment, so maybe let's kind of figure out the teenager's room a little bit upstairs, because I kind of feel bad. The teenager has nothing. Maybe the teenager is a very simple girl, you know, she doesn't really... well, it doesn't have to be a girl, but I'm kind of thinking that it's like a mom with a girl teenager and then maybe two infant boys. Maybe that's like the vibe that I'm going for here. So maybe this little girl, oh, that's a lovely purple shade actually. Isn't this adorable? Maybe inspired a little bit by that like light wood and the purple. Again, purple is a color that we do not use in this game very often because, you know, it's purple. Maybe we could like have a desk somewhere. I don't know where to put this bloody stool. I almost genuinely feel like just putting it outside, like in like a skip area, like next to a bin, like it's gonna be next to a bin. Or else maybe we just like put it here and like that's where we sit outside. I love the way I just keep moving it out of the way just to forget about it. Maybe we should do a little desk for the girl as well. I think maybe she would appreciate to have like a nice little desk to work on. Oh, I kind of love this blue as well. That's such a fantastic color. Isn't there a blue? Yeah, there's this blue. The blue is stunning. I have used that bed recently though, so maybe I should just go for the purple. Yeah, let's try and make the purple work. There was like a purple seat on this, but there isn't. Guess I could just go for the plain. The plain is so boring. Just make it a little bit more colorful. Let's have a bit of fun with this. Why don't we? Is there any like cool color of this that could match? I guess the original color is quite cute. Maybe we could do this. I don't really have a big budget for this, so already I feel like I'm over budget, so I don't really know what else to put into this room. Wait a second. I need a banister here because she's gonna fall down the stairs, the poor thing. I'm trying to figure out a couple of cute things because obviously this is a teenager, so I went into the high school years pack and I'm trying to pick out maybe some objects that would look kind of cute here for, you know, for a teenager. So I'm hoping that I will find some inspiration in those. And I also feel like for the storyline, obviously this house is quite old and traditional, and obviously the people that live in this house, obviously one of them is kind of like, I want to say like a single mom, I suppose, you know, because it's one adult raising all the kids. So maybe we could consider this to be, you know, obviously this is a teenager's room, and the teenager really just like got the majority of the stuff, obviously because she was like the first born child. So I'd like to think that even though things are not doing that well, maybe money wise, this girl still does, you know, get quite nice things, because not to say the mom spoils this girl, almost like she deserves it because she is the firstborn child, and it would be kind of nice to appreciate, you know, your firstborn child. So maybe she has like a couple of really cute items in this room. That chair is pissing me off now. I'm gonna just go for basic. Oh yeah, clutter items. Yes, there we go. How much is this? 100. That does kind of add something into the room. Maybe we could have like some books, because this girl is quite studious, but she also loves her makeup. We could have like a cute little toy. He's only 50, so we could like chuck him here. Aw, that's cute. Okay, now it's kind of coming together that it's a little bit more, you know, cluttered and nice. I'll obviously use some clothes here as well, so maybe we could go for some like purple swatches. Excuse me. It's so difficult to put these clothes up on the rack. Don't get it. There we go. That's quite nice. Yeah, so like obviously purple is the theme here, but I do want to make it feel a bit more lived in and more like homely and used. Maybe she does need a bookcase. Ugh. The colors are a bit too childish for me. Oh, she needs a... Oh, no, she doesn't need a dresser. She has a dresser. Maybe she's into, like, K-pop, so I'm going to give her a speaker. I feel like she needs, like, a shelf or something. I know I have, like, no money. I actually have no money. What am I doing? Am I okay? I have no money. Hold on a sec. Hold on 1 minute. What can we sell? Can we sell this rack? What's more expensive? Okay, I'm selling this rack. How much is this plant? A 55. Which is this thing? I kind of like this shelf up here because it just gives me something. I'm gonna get rid of these because these are actually pissing me off. I have no money. Where did all my money go? Oh my god. Okay, maybe let's work a little bit on this room next, because we've got nothing for any of the other family members, which is just fantastic. Oh, just brilliant, brilliant. Everything is going great and fantastically. Okay, maybe we could do like really basic stuff in this room. So I want like a cheap enough nightstand. I really want to use this one. This one's only 65. And maybe we could go with the blue. Blue? What? I think I'm sick, guys. I feel something's going on. Something's not... 200 simoleons for this alarm clock. Oh my god. When you have... Okay, I need to do more like budget builds, because I forget. I'm like out of this where I'm not okay, you know? Things are not well for me. I forgot how expensive everything is in this game. Bloody heck. I wanted a nice Japanese lamp. We've got no nice Japanese lamp. Maybe I'll go for this thing. We could just have like a small little bedside lamp. But I feel like this mother obviously is looking after the kids. Like that's her like main thing. So maybe she has like some toys on the bedside locker, you know, because like the kids will like probably just like hop into bed with her. How much are these toys? 55 for Fenry Chomp Salat Jr. Toys are expensive. Maybe this thing, whatever that thing is, she's got that on her bedside locker and she loves it. She loves her kids. So like her kids are important. And as long as her kids have the best beds. Are these the most expensive cots? They're the only cots. Actually, we've got these ones. Cribs, actually. They're called cribs, Sandra, but I guess maybe like logically that does make sense. Just go for the dark colors. I think they match a little bit better. So we've got a nice dresser in there at least. So we need some like kids stuff. Like we need some decorations. I guess these are only infants, so I don't really need like potty or anything, because they're not toddlers yet. They're infants. Oh, could I have this cute little book thing? Yes, that's cute. Because I don't really need like a changing table or anything. Let's put a nice like warm cozy rug in this room. I want this one. This is my favorite one, and I know it's expensive, whatever, but I feel like it would be nice to add something here, maybe like a bit of a pattern just to make it a little bit cozier. Maybe I could put like a big... Okay, Blarfy, right? 75 simoleons. Grand job, 75. This small little koala field best buddy, tiny thing, 70. Like, how does that make sense? I'm gonna put Blarfy here, I think, because it's nice to kind of fill the space up with some toys, and Blarfy is a big toy for a cheap amount, so that's good. Maybe we need like something hanging. Yeah, I feel like we need like one of these like hanging down here. That might be a nice way to fill up the space, and this is only 65, so it's a nice little thing. Oh, that's a cool light. That's pretty cute. I could also get like one of these things. Like, is that too much? Ugh, it's a bit much. I feel like I need like a little curtain or something. No, let's think of the kids. The kids don't care about curtains. Neither does the mom. We care about the experience a child has growing up. So this ladybug is 130 some. What does it even do? Just environment. Oh my god. Do we want this ladybug? I kind of want it now. 130 simoleons though. Blarfy next to it then is like, I'm only 75, girl. I don't know what you're talking about. My god. What is going on? The prices in this game. Oh, Denny. Denny the dinosaur. Aw, that's cute. Oh my god, cars. Wait, how come I never use this car? Oh, because every time I want a car, I just search car, but there's also van and there's also truck. So remind me that next time I'm doing something. Ooh, I hate this thing. That's scary. I feel like, oh my god, that's terrifying. That's also a broken toy. But at the same time, I feel like that, 570. I was gonna say, I feel like a broken toy like that would make sense here because they don't have much money. But that's way too spenny. 570, like we don't have the money for that. This thing is only 50 simoleons. Are you kidding me? If I make this smaller, I could like put it like there to almost like symbolize that maybe the teenager, when the teenager was a kid, like that's what it made. Obviously just out of cardboard, and now we kept it for the other kids when they grow up, you know? Oh, unicorn. Whoa! Unicorn features children back. I think I need to do more children's rooms because I'm like finding these things and I'm like, what? Who are you? But you are a little piggy bank, which also makes me think that maybe we've got this like little piggy bank just here in the corner. I know that thing is not functional, but I don't care about that. It's more about the story. They're obviously saving money. So the mother has that like little piggy bank saved away, and she's got money in there so that the kids can have money when they grow up. And I think that's really cute, you know? The storyline is making me want to gouge my eyes out a little bit, but that's okay. How much are these? 110. Oh yeah, no, let's go for this one. This one is called Bamboozle Blind, and I'm gonna go for this one. I don't understand why it can't go any shorter than that though. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, why can't it go lower? Wait a second. I will make it go lower. That's much better. I know I usually like to put just one, and it looks a little bit weird when it's just one singular one, but for some reason I just prefer the one on its own to make it feel like maybe it just goes across. And also for money savings, you know. Anyways, maybe we could have like a cool little night lamp here for the mom. At least give the mom something. The mom seems to be a very kind and genuine soul, and she just like gave up everything for her kids. How much is this lamp? 110. Ooh. Does the mom want a cheaper lamp? What about this one? Sounds pretty. Yeah, the mom gave everything away for her kids, and the mom has a lamp, and that's all she gets. The mom has the kitchen. Actually, no, sorry. Okay, the mom, don't feel sad for the mom. The mom splurged on her kitchen, so that's what we're gonna give her. And then the bedroom, okay, the kids' room is a little sad, but I guess that's kind of all you need for infants, isn't it? Because like they do tummy time. Oh, the tummy time mats. Ooh, how much is that? 100. Okay, we'll have to splurge. Maybe we could put the tummy time mat like here somewhere. I could get rid of this heater, but I feel like the heater also symbolizes the fact that it is cold. Because Japan is like, not to say Japan is cold, because 90% of the time I feel like it's quite hot with like monsoon season and stuff. But when it is cold outside in the snowy weather, in winter is what I'm about to say, but it can't come out of my mouth. Because the houses are made out of just like really like wooden structures, the insulation is not that great. So you would need like a nice little heater. So we've got a heater, and I think that's more important. Okay, so we've kind of got everything. We've got not that much money left. How much money do I have left now? Just let me just figure this out, because maybe for the back garden I could use some debug. I don't really go for debug options very often, but okay. So we're at 28,595 and have 30,344 of a budget. So that leaves me 1,749 simoleons to spare, which is okay. I feel like the majority of the house is done. Maybe I'll just work a little bit on the outside here, but outside here I genuinely just kind of want like random objects, because they don't really do much like outside. Like I kind of want like, wait, now there's like this stool with a bucket. Yeah, bucket and footstool. Maybe I'll put like that like here next to this weird chair, because we just have like random objects here, you know? I don't know why. Maybe like this is hanging above it here as well for some reason. What is that hanging from? Nobody really knows. It's just hanging from something. And I think it looks quite cute. How much are these? Those are 80, and I've got a lot of them out the back. So, I mean, at the front of the house. So maybe if something happens that I need to get some money, I will remove that other thing. Okay, maybe we could have like one of these here, of course, in our garden, because I think that just would make sense. Isn't there like a mossy one? Yes, there is. I'm gonna go for the green mossy one because that is just so bloody adorable. Maybe we could have this lamp at the back of the house, preferably with nothing written on it, because I think that just reminds me too much of like a shop. That's cute. Oh, this is a thing, the hot pot. That's what I was looking for. It's 220 simoleons. I cannot afford that. Okay, that seems pretty cute. Maybe I could also put down like a little welcome mat at the front door here at least. So we've got like this thing there. And then maybe this mat could kind of go here, you know? But like they also, just to remind you, they've got like a little space here. I wonder if I use this column, is there any way of making this work? I guess there is. I could do something like that. It looks a little silly, but also it kind of makes sense. Maybe I'll actually move you here and you over there, just for like a little bit of balance. I think that makes a little bit more sense. Also, like I don't even need those planter pots. Like one of the requirements wasn't to be gardening, but I just kind of like the idea that your Sims can garden, because, you know, gardening is very good for money. So this family clearly needs a little bit of money. I'm going to just make it look a little bit old, like underneath the pillars and stuff, and just here as you walk out, because obviously that adds to the storytelling. It's like dirtying the ground up a little bit, and maybe just creating like a little bit of a path to show that obviously like we leave through this area and it's just a bit dirty and nasty, and we're okay with that. And also it's free, so free storytelling is always the best thing you can do. So then this is where I would create maybe like a little outdoor like shrine thing. Maybe I'll try work on that with the debug over here. I feel like this ground shouldn't be so perfect, so maybe I will just incorporate a little bit of, yeah, this stone peeping through. I feel like also for detail that just looks a little bit better, that we've got like something kind of like this, that the ground is not like perfectly concreted, because the ground wouldn't just be concreted yesterday, you know, the ground was concreted like 70 years ago, so it's perfect. Okay, so I still have 1,204 simoleons, which I'm going to leave for the moment, but I am going to put in the debug cheat, and I'm going to go figure out if there's any kind of like snowy escape debug items that I could find. I don't really know how to work debug, to be fair. I'm very bad at it. But if I just go into debug and I go into snowy escape, is that going to give me... It is going to give me debug snowy escape stuff. Oh, brilliant. Oh, that's what I want. Okay. Oh, yeah, we could just put a house at the back of our house. Perfect. See, there's like these debug little trees and like these debug things. Yeah, I'm going to use a few of them. So I'm kind of thinking, why don't we do like a cute little shrine here out the back? I'm also thinking of like some bamboo, like a little bamboo forest. So holding down shift doesn't allow me to place more than just one object, and it is kind of pissing me off. Okay, I'm just going to put down some bamboos here. So we've got like a cute little bamboo forest in the middle of town. What is this? Oh, dinosaur, yes. Oh, okay, that would have made my life much easier. Bloody heck, Sandra. Okay, it's cute. Can I use this here? Can I make it a little smaller though? Oh, fantastic. That's what oh my god, no, not that. That's what I want. And I'll just like put more of these like debug little bamboos. Oh my god, yes. That's kind of cute. I know it's a little awkward in the middle of town. Maybe I'll just like move some of these out a little bit, but I guess that does still make sense. Like it could make sense, couldn't it? There's just like a shrine in the middle of town. Look at this little monkey. Oh, a greeting monkey statue. Oh, these things. Oh, I love these. Every time we went to like a little wishing area, so where you like pick out a wish, like a random wish, I always got good ones. So I never, thankfully, I never had to like, you know, put mine away. Is that what you do with this? Write your wish, whatever you wish, and hang it up. Oh, this is one where you just hang it up. Oh, but you know the ones if you pick out a bad wish, you can just hang it up and forget about it, or like burn it or whatever. Oh, that's so cute. Can I have that at the back now? Okay, I'm gonna use like a lot of these shruberinos just to make things look kind of overgrown, because obviously this almost feels like it is at the back of their house, so it's almost like owned by them, but like not really. It's mainly maybe owned by the council. I don't actually know how things like that work in Japan. Maybe this is like a personal little shrine that maybe they like got as a part of the house, so they don't really have time to look after it, so that's why it looks a little bit more overgrown. I'm gonna work on the back a little bit because I feel like it's gonna take a little bit of time to make it look pretty, and then we could add some more things together. Oh god, free fences. Free fences, everybody. Free fences. Yes, let's go. Okay, I'm gonna take ages doing this fence. Sorry, I just wanted to say there is a filling station. Where in this world is there a filling station? Also, car culture in Japan is crazy. That's one of the reasons also why we went to Japan, because my fiance is obsessed with like Japanese car culture. But also the filling stations in Japan are crazy because the people just do it for you, and it's so nice and neat, and it's crazy. We rented a car when we were over there last time. Can I build like a Japanese garage? Oh my god, I have to do it. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that this was an object. Imagine if we get cars and you could run a petrol station with the Businesses and Hobbies pack. Guys, I've got ideas, and I'm here to share them. That's amazing. That's crazy. Oh my god, I'm so proud of myself for thinking of all these ideas. Okay, so I've completed this. I mean, I went a bit crazy. I went a bit wild. It's all debug stuff, which I never use debug stuff. This is to me like insane, the fact that I could have created this. And I do really want to do a debug challenge eventually, but yeah, I mean, this is interesting. This is cute. So the storyline with this is that I'd like to think that maybe the house was inherited by... So like the young adults that lives in this house, maybe her grandparents gave her this house, and the grandparents at some point were in charge of keeping this shrine. This was like a family run shrine, I'm not sure, but she's gotten this house as part of like a inheritance, and because she's now a single mother with, you know, a teenager and 2 infants, she doesn't actually have the time to look after this. So as you can see, the shrine is quite overgrown, you know, there's like leafy bits around everywhere kind of overgrowing it, so it does need a nice bit of TLC work. And it almost makes me think, imagine actually playing this as a storyline. The Sims is just bloody amazing. When people say they get bored in The Sims, I'm like, so have you tried building an overgrown shrine and a family of 4 where you have to build back the shrine and make it look pretty? No, you haven't. Well, try that before you say the game is boring. Imagine actually like doing this as a let's play, and you've got to like redo your house and make it like more modern, maybe expand it, but also look after your shrine, because the shrine is a part of your heritage and a part of your family life. So like getting rid of all these shrubs bit by bit, you know, I think it would actually be pretty interesting as a challenge. Anyways, but that is, you know, our little shrine. So the shrine, obviously, because Japan is such a lovely, welcoming and safe country in my eyes, I wanted to make the shrine part of like the public space, so that from the public can come into the shrine, and obviously they understand that this is a shrine owned by the house. They don't go past this gate, so if you do want to come around it, you just go around the side here. But again, the fact that there's like greenery and nature around everywhere shows that our sim never goes and looks after this shrine. So she used to, you can see the path follows along here, she used to walk out here, but then eventually they just put up a little fence and said, look, just don't come into our house, but we don't look after the shrine anymore, which is very sad. Like the storyline is a little bit sad and upsetting, but it just adds realism, and I think there's something very interesting about this, and it obviously makes the house feel a little bit complete having something there, because it now looks like a part of the world rather than just like a random place. I also found this manhole cover, which I think this is really interesting, because in Japan, if you've ever been to Japan, you know that some of the manhole covers have beautiful designs on them. That really does remind me of, just say, the one from Osaka with Osaka Castle on it or whatever. And then we've got a fire hydrant. I don't know, I just thought it was kind of cool because there's a fire hydrant over there, so it just, maybe if I actually move it over here for balance, it just kind of made sense. So now the lot feels like it's a little bit a part of the world. So I guess I still have a little bit of money, so let me just add a couple of things maybe at the front here, like maybe another lantern and things like that, you know, just a couple of things to make this look even more realistic, because the back obviously has so much detail, but the front now, it doesn't really. Oh my god, I hate the fact that there's debug on now and I can't see anything. But I've really had a lot of fun building, at least the back of it anyways. Like that shrine is something totally different to what I'm normally used to building, so this is pretty interesting. I kind of want to use these at the front here as well. I know it's a bit much, we also have them at the back, but I kind of like them, so maybe I'll use them here. I also really just love the idea of having like a little stool at the front, because you'd just be chilling. I don't know, I think it's kind of cute. I don't know what else you'd put at the front here, because I feel like Japanese homes are so like clean, neat and tidy that like you almost wouldn't have like that much clutter around everywhere, because they just like keep their homes really nice and clean. But maybe some like greenery. And there's actually a potted plant that I've been obsessed with using recently, which I've never was. This one, for some reason, I really like it. So I think there's something adorable about this. Maybe we could add a couple of extra leafy bits. And I guess the front of it now does look complete. I almost actually, wait a second. I almost feel like taking this thing and putting that up there. I know that might be a little bit like, why? Like, Sandra, why? Just like, don't ruin the house. But I feel like there's something about that at nighttime. It would just make it a little bit cozier. And I like that. 10 out of 10 for those kind of vibes. So yeah, we don't have much lighting outside besides like that thing there. So I guess, oh, I did want to put lights. Wait a second. Oh yeah, wait now. That is like a little Mount Komorebi thing, but I will just put that, sorry, not Mount Komorebi, like to go onto the mountain. But I will just put that here to say, oh yeah, you can come in there. Feel free to come in. Maybe I'll actually add this thing here as well. I don't know. I think it just kind of adds to the overgrown vibe. Oh, whoa, that's cool. There's so many cool debug objects. Why don't I ever visit this category? I think it's because it's slightly overwhelming in my eyes. I'm like, oh, there's a red one of these. Are you kidding me? Do I do the red? Oh, sorry guys. I'm gonna have to do the red. I'm gonna make it slightly smaller though, because we're not that dramatic. There we go. Red is fantastic. 10 out of 10. Yeah, the debug category for me is a little bit overwhelming. It kind of freaks me out a little bit at times. So I guess that's why I never really visited it. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna put maybe like a little lantern here somewhere. They're not really vibing with me. Maybe these ones. Yeah, maybe just like one here and then like one at the front over here as well, just to show, yeah, I've got lanterns, come on in. Yeah, that's cool. That's a nice little finishing touch. Okay, let me just figure out my budget. So I still have 394 simoleons left that I could splurge. I guess we don't have like overhanging lights, which I could do, but I feel like this teenager needs something else in her room. I just feel a little bit bad. Like, I guess maybe like a little bookshelf. What's the cheapest bookshelf I could do? Like standing one. There's this one for $240. What if I just do, oh my god, what is that? Jesus. Oh, what if I do like a little crate? I know that's a bit bad, but maybe this was like a converted attic. What if I do a crate with some books on top of it? I know it's a bit sad, but like at least we've got something. And maybe just like a plant. Oh my god, this plant is called the Authority. I thought it was called the Audacity, because I'm like, the audacity of this plant looking like this plant is only 45 simoleons. That's a steal. That's a shocker of a steal. So maybe this will be a nice way to add a little bit of pink into this room. That maybe this is like the plant that she actually bought for herself. So I think that's quite adorable. Okay, I don't have much money left, which is kind of worrying me, but I guess the teenager's room does really give me teenager vibes. Spotlights are the only lights that we've got, I'm afraid. I kind of do feel like I need something here at the welcome. I almost feel like maybe throwing this plant here instead, because we've got stuff at the back here already, so I guess we don't really need that. So I guess that would be a nice little thing. We've got everything in the bathroom, including like toilet paper and stuff. That does make sense. I've got 234 simoleons left. Is that right? Yeah. 234 simoleons left. What can I get? Maybe more artwork. I feel like there would be holes in the walls. Oh, I'm sorry. It's kind of bad, but like the house is deteriorating. I want to play this as a let's play now for some reason. I'm like, I need to fix this family. I need to like work with them. I need to save this poor mother. I need to find her a fun hobby. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm getting a bit too invested in this, like a little bit more invested than I wanted to. But this challenge is honestly turning out to be kind of sad in my eyes for some reason. I don't know why. Like, why am I so sad doing this challenge? I don't know. I think I'm just like resonating with the family now, and I don't really know what to do about it. Can I put like a massive rug in the center? Because this rug is really cheap. And it would be a nice way to like add a little bit of warmth and coziness into this room. Maybe at a slight weird angle. Like, I know we've got tatami flooring and I don't really know. Actually, wait, maybe you don't put rugs on a tatami floor. I actually really don't know. Maybe I won't. Maybe that's like the whole idea of the tatami floor, is that you don't put rugs on them. I really don't know. Please tell me in the comments if you know. I guess it probably would make sense if I added some more lights around the house. Like, this one's 110. Maybe let's just use the one that's in mom's room, because that one probably makes more sense. We could just put that there, and maybe we could put another one here. Aw. Oh, we've no banister. Oh, Lord. Or like no handrail is what I meant to say. Okay. I have 44 simoleons to the simoleon left to spend. Oh, baby keepsake, that's free. I mean, I could get rid of you. Right, if I get rid of you, that leaves 94 simoleons. So I could work with 94 simoleons. We don't have an outdoor bin. Okay, that's maybe where we should spend our money. Oh, shady trash can. Hello? It's 1 simoleon, by the way. What? Wait, what? I see that's debug, but that's very interesting. 225 for an outdoor bin? You must be joking me. No, no, no. Can we go for this 95 simoleon one? But then I'm going to be 1 simoleon over. Ooh, wait a second. What if I put the bin over here? How much is this thing? 100. What about you? I'll get rid of a rock. Now, let's get rid of you. So now I have 69 simoleons left. Okay, I need a mailbox first of all. Oh my god, that thing was up on the screen the whole time. I'm the worst. I'm the worst. I'm so sorry, guys. Anyway, this plant is only 50. So I could put that one up there. Oh my god, just stay up there. I know it's a bit of an angle, but we'll just do that. I have 19 simoleons left. Okay, 19. Like, what can I get for 19 simoleons? Oh, wait, there's this poster. We could, like, scale this poster down. Maybe she loves, like, skiing. That's not skiing. That is obviously the other one. She loves snowboarding, maybe? Yeah, maybe she loves snowboarding. And then I could also get her, like, this poster. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, she loves that also. So now I just need 4 simoleons, which, I mean, is there anything I can get for 4 simoleons? I guess there is like, I think the paw prints are a simoleon. Don't I usually do that? Yeah, the paw prints are a simoleon, so why don't I just, like, put down some paw prints around? Maybe she loves dogs. I don't know. She might. Who knows? Hey, there we go. 30,344 simoleons. So now I can turn this back on. Last thing, which is the budget for 30,000 simoleons. 344,100. I don't know. I'm bad at saying numbers. Anyways, we've got everything complete now, finally. Thank God. So everything seems good. And I guess the one last thing that we need to do is just do a little tour. I hope I have everything in this house. I hope I haven't forgotten anything. But we've got a young adult, a teen, and 2 infants. It's styled 100% like Mount Kamarebi. It is 98 tiles out of 100. And we've got the seat of the house, which is this thing just out the back here. And we've got the sales award, which is just over here. Can I make this less gold? No, I can't. We've got a sales award though, but that's it. Anyways, let's do a little tour. Okay, let's just like go through all these bloody buildings. Welcome on into my Japanese style home that I've created using the James Turner tiny home generator challenge thing over on his website. So we've got a beautiful Japanese style Mount Kamarebi style family home with like its front little footpath, which I actually really love the way this turned out. So let's head on over into the inside of the house. It does seem quite cute. I feel like now I should have painted the ceiling, but it's way too late. It's just a little too late for that now. So we've got like a nice cozy entrance. It does really remind me of a Japanese home. Let's head on over to the bathroom first of all. Bathroom, very old, needs refurbishment, but at least we've got a bidet, so we can't really give out too much. And we've got a nice dining table just for, I guess, for 2 people, because it's the teenager and the young adult that can sit down here and eat their breakfast. We've got a beautiful kitchen, which I believe maybe the mom likes cooking. Maybe cooking is her thing, so she loves cooking for her family. So the kitchen is really nicely cluttered with actually some of the new kitchen clutter stuff, which fit really nicely on those shelves. So finally, those snowy escape shelves have like a purpose, because now I can actually like clutter them with a few objects. So I think that's pretty cool. We've got this nice thing here, so like when you're doing the dishes, you can like watch your TV floating off of that shelf, but who cares? Anyways, we've got this really cozy kind of family environment. So we don't have a couch, but we've got the kotatsu, I think I'm saying that right, please correct me if I'm wrong. We've got that little table there so the family can kind of chillax here. We've got a nice little heater for realism, because this house does seem quite old. Also, that plant is floating. It's fine, it's fine. And then we've got a nice little TV and a tummy time playmat for the infants, so we've got that. Then we've got this wall that maybe has been like a wall only recently added, and we've got a nice little divider here just as well for a little bit of privacy. But this is the room of the adult, the young adult, and 2 infants, which I mean is a lot, but logically it does make sense that the mom sleeps where the kids sleep. So I don't think this room is too bad. There's some kind of sad aspects of this room, but I kind of like it at the same time. It is realistic, and I think that's the most important thing about this. And now I really want to create this family and play with them. It's just, you know, Sims is just an amazing game, isn't it? Anyways, and then let's head on over to the loft space. So this maybe originally was just like a little attic space, but this has been converted to the teenager's room. So the teenager's room is quite messy, it's quite cluttered. Purple is obviously the theme of this space, which I really love. I love that poster. I think it just brought everything together, especially with that bed. We've got a nice little space here maybe there's some like childlike features still here, but obviously this is a teenager's room. Oh, maybe we just don't have the money right now to change the space up too much from child to teenager. But this is definitely a space that could be extended maybe a small bit. I don't know, I'm not really sure, but yeah, I kind of like it. Or maybe with this house, what you could do is you could do an extension for just say the kids, turn the upstairs into an attic. Oh no, but then you still need 2 bedrooms for the 2 infants. I mean, I'd be very interested to see if anyone actually downloads this and plays with this, because there's so much potential for a very interesting, thematically heavy storyline for gameplay. I think it's pretty interesting. Anyways, then we've got the back garden here. So we've got a nice little area that you could walk around the side of the house to kind of enter through this way. So we've got a nice little path. I don't know why my game is glitching out. I'm just going to do a quick save. I feel like it's gonna crash. Oh no. Oh my god, what is happening with my game? I'm saving. Please save. I put so much effort into this house. Oh my god, it's saved. Okay, there's definitely something going on in my game, so let's just really quickly finish off the store. Anyways, around the side of the house here, we've got a bin, and I don't know, then over here, I feel like my game is slowing down. Over here, then you head on over to the shrine area. So this is pretty cool because it does feel like it's not a part of the house. It is definitely owned by the household owner. So we've got this beautiful shrine over here, that little torii gate, and then we've got another shrine kind of situation here. So again, with the kind of same fencing that's used on the other homes, it does really feel like it is a part of this world. So hopefully you guys will enjoy this. I'm terrified my game is going to crash, but I'd like to say that I did manage to make this a nice, interesting space, and I think I did complete the challenge kind of well. So I'd like to hear what you guys think about this, and I'm going to put this up in the gallery in case you do want this, but I like storytelling builds like this, so I'm definitely interested to try that other challenge that James has on his channel where I create more of a thicker storyline for my family members. So definitely let me know if you'd like to see something like that for me too. I am obsessed with the fact that I managed to put a torii gate inside my home and create a storyline. I feel like this was one of my most not intricate builds, because it's only a small kind of, 98 tile home, but it was intricate with the idea that I was building with the Sims in my mind, which I don't do very often. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So let me know what you think of this build. Let me know any other suggestions and feedback down below as well that maybe sparked some ideas while watching this video. I don't know. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new here. Check out some of my previous videos. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye.